Good morning, everyone. Are you already here? Good morning, Berlin. And a very warm welcome to all the guests of our International Metropolitan Conference. We are very delighted that we can give a little revival to our International Congress Center at Berlin and to make it a place not only to remember the past, but especially to look to the vision of the future and to have a dialogue to think about the questions which all of us are affecting. And because today and tomorrow, this Metropolitan Conference is creating a shape to discuss about the global present, the future together, to have a spirit of commitment and confidence. And I would like to bring this positive spirit right at the beginning, even though the times we are living today, these times are not easy. On the contrary, we are confronted with multiple and intersecting crises. First, the climate change, the tough challenges not only in the future, but today as well. We have an affection especially to the megacities in the world, and already today, many people all over the world, more than 50% live in the cities. In the future, more than 70% of the world populations will live in the cities, and that's why we have to find the answers in the cities. And second, all around the globe, the COVID-19 pandemic has caused immense harm to people's health as well as our economies and societies. And we have to find solutions, and we have to cope with all the consequences of this pandemic. And third, we have this Russian war against Ukraine. And all over Europe, we are seeing this war. We see the consequences more than 6 months now. And even here in Berlin, we had a lot of people coming as refugees from Ukraine, more than 300,000 arriving. More than 100,000 people from Ukraine have stayed in Berlin, and some are also here today. And I want to welcome you very warmly, the people from Ukraine, the people who fight for humanity, for peace, and for democracy in Ukraine. A very warm welcome to all of you. And we chose the title of this conference as The New Unknown, Navigating Zeitenwende, of this Q Berlin, the questions we are facing in our time, how we can deal with the uncertainties and the Zeitenwende and find solutions to them. How can we show solidarity in a globalized world and ensure that everyone can live life in dignity? And how can we strengthen our democracies, which have really come under immense pressure? And one thing is clear, there are no simple answers to this question, but we can work together. And the cooperation across borders will sure be the motto of these 2 days. And the cities, they are in this place for a joint effort, and even more. When we work together in the big cities, we can shape the global futures, and we can find local solutions for the global challenges. And that's why I'm very delighted to welcome my colleague from Paris, Anne Hidalgo, the mayor of Paris. Warm welcome. We are very pleased that you are here. Welcome to Berlin. And we do this conference at this special place, a symbol of the former Western Berlin, a symbol of the city of freedom, a symbol of the efforts to make progress in new developments in the city. And of course, we want to set a sign that this place that has not been used for a long time, it was in the pandemic a vaccination center, and sometimes we had some events here. But of course, in such a big building, we want to have new usage. We want to open it again for the public, for the Berliners, for the international guests, and we want to find a new usage to bring people here to think about the future, to bring culture here, to bring research here, to bring new technologies, innovation here, and the discussion about the greatest challenges. And maybe this can be today the first step to develop a strong concept for this place. And we will start an international competition for the usage of the ICC. And maybe when you are sitting here, you think about this and you get inspired and you have some ideas and maybe some contacts about the best architects in the world who say, okay, let's think about how to make this place a place where the vivid and the life of a city and the European community is taking place. So maybe you get an inspiration. But today it will be another focus. It will not only be this building. We have these big questions on how to make a sustainable development possible, on how to protect our democracy, and on how to work together to make the crisis manageable. And you are in a city which is on its way not just to be kids, not just to be the small neighborhood, but also the city which has an international approach in dealing with a new economy and dealing with digitalization and dealing with international exchange and experience, and also in finding solutions for the climate change, for the energy crisis, and for all these challenges we stand in front. And of course, I would like to say, I'm very delighted that we have so many women here, women who are leaders, political leaders, leaders in research, leaders in making a difference in the world, leaders in fighting for humanity, in fighting for human rights and democracy. And it was for me a very special wish that we have a good mixture, because you know all these international conferences. And sometimes you think, where are the women? But here you find them in Berlin. And I am proud that in 800 cities history here in Berlin, Berlin will be 800 years old in 2037. It belonged a long time, because I'm really the first elected woman as a mayor in all this long history. And you know, women in function in the leadership is not the solution for everything, but it's the first step. And and I think, and I'm convinced that Anne Hidalgo has the same approach, we have to support solutions where we have a diverse community of people who think about what is the best to be done in the future. And I'm very proud that we have so many diverse people here who think about the best solutions, and I think we have a strong responsibility even to support that in countries where this is not possible yet. We have countries where the women have not the opportunities. We have countries where gender equality is not reached at all. And we have to fight that a diverse society, and a society where women and men we are treated equally, is the precondition to be successful. And that is what I'm really convinced about. So we will have a full program of really great speakers today. So I want to welcome all of you. We have different perspectives of politics, of media, of research, of civil society engagement. And we do that in this city of Berlin with a very special history. And you know, I am born in a country that is not existing anymore. I was born in the eastern part of Germany in the year of 1978, so I'm 1 year older than the ICC. And for me, it is always something very, very special to be responsible in the city of Berlin, in this reunified and free country of Germany, And at the beginning of last week, we had the state president of Israel as a guest here in Berlin. And I had the honor to work together with him through the Brandenburg Gate in this reunified and free Berlin, together with the state president of Israel. And I cannot tell you how this feeling was, but I can tell you that this proudness and this deep emotion is the responsibility I feel that we have to do as political leaders today to defend our democracy and to defend what the people have fought for before us. They have fought for the freedom, and our responsibility is to take care that it stays. And for that reason, it is important that all the democratic leaders, the people fighting for humanity and human rights, come together, and that we don't let the others who are only telling us something about the hot autumn and the hate and the fear and the fake news, all these people who are trying to demolish democracy, we have to put something against it, and we have to fight that this what we have is will stay, and will develop, and will focus and manage all the challenges of the future. And that's why it is great that you are here. And before I end, I want to give you a recommendation. We have, especially for this conference, a newspaper, which is called the Berlin Times. And it is especially made under the title Zeitenwende Explained. So maybe it will not give all answers, but some. And we have numerous authors who contributed to this newspaper. You will find it here during the conference. And I will hope you get inspired by all the speakers, you get inspired by all the things which are written down. And once again, I welcome all of you. Let's work together, let's fight together, and let's be zuversichtlich. Do you know what it is? So feel confident. Jammern hilft nicht. We have to be optimistic. So, all the best.